Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we are tackling a stack of manufacturer specs and industry reviews for a piece of hardware that really caught our eye.
Yeah, the Kiloview KVW-D350 4K decoder. It is a fascinating little box.
Right. And our mission today is to help you figure out how this thing actually pulls off what its spec sheet claims. Because managing live network video feeds from multiple sources is, well, it's usually a chaotic mess.
Oh, absolutely.
We usually think of a video decoder as like a digital traffic cop, but looking at these specs, it's honestly more like a hyper-efficient customs agent.
I like that. A customs agent. That really hits on what makes the D350 stand out in all these tech reviews.
Because it's not just directing traffic, right?
Right. It's instantly grabbing compressed data luggage off the internet, unpacking it, translating the contents, and repacking it for physical monitors. And it's doing this for dozens of streams simultaneously.
Which is wild.
Yeah. Under the hood, it's hardware decoding up to 16 separate video channels at 1080p, 30 frames per second.
Concurrently.
Yep. Or if you bump that to 60 frames, it handles 9 channels. You can even throw 2 full 4K 60 frame per second streams at it.
Okay, let's unpack the physical reality of that for a second. If I'm feeding it 16 streams, I definitely do not have 16 monitors sitting on my desk.
No, it does.
Right. So the specs say it has 2 4K HDMI 2.0 ports and 1 3G SDI port. How do you actually plug it in and see all that visual traffic?
So it essentially acts as an internal matrix. You can route any of those 16 decoded streams to exit independently through those 3 ports.
Oh, okay.
Or you can duplicate one critical stream across all 3, or even stitch multiple feeds together into a single composite output. It handles all that visual organization before the signal ever hits the physical cable.
Okay, the manual shows custom grids, picture-in-picture, graphical overlays. But honestly, this is exactly where I get deeply skeptical of marketing materials.
Why is that?
Well, think about it. If you are simultaneously decompressing 16 IT streams, rendering a custom multi-view layout, scaling the video dynamically, and spitting it out to 4K monitors.
Right, that's a mass amount of overhead.
Exactly. In standard AV gear, that heavy processing introduces brutal latency. Like, the audio just drops completely out of sync.
Yeah, that is a very valid reason to be skeptical. In a software-based environment, all that heavy lifting absolutely equals lag.
Right.
But the D350 relies on dedicated hardware-accelerated chips built specifically for this one task. That is how it maintains a decoding delay of under 200 milliseconds.
Wow, under 200.
Yeah. And if you switch to full NDI protocols, the latency drops to under 50 milliseconds.
Okay, wait, let's pause there. Why does switching to NDI suddenly shave off 150 milliseconds of lag?
It comes down to how the video is compressed. Standard IP streams usually use interframe compression.
Meaning they send one full picture and then only send the changes.
Exactly. They only send data for the pixels that change in the next few frames to save bandwidth. But the decoder has to hold those frames in its memory, calculate the differences, and reconstruct the image.
Which takes processing time.
Right. Full NDI, on the other hand, is an interframe protocol. Every single frame is sent completely intact. So the D350 doesn't have to do any math to reconstruct the image. It just flashes the frame straight to the screen.
That makes a lot of sense.
Plus, the device can tolerate up to a 10% packet loss on the network without you even noticing a visual stutter.
Which is huge. And to make sure you aren't guessing about that packet loss, the physical unit actually has this tiny 0.96-inch OLED screen right on the front.
Yeah, it's such a great quality of life feature.
Right. Instead of booting up a separate laptop just to check if your network is failing, you just look down at the box and read your IP status instantly.
It's a perfect example of removing friction. But, the reviews highlight an even bigger workflow shortcut on the network side.
Oh, the built-in RTMP server.
Honestly.
Yeah, that is huge for anyone doing remote workflows.
Yeah.
Normally, if I want to get a live stream from a remote camera encoder to my studio decoder, I have to bounce it through a middleman.
Right, like a cloud relay platform or some third-party server.
Yeah.
But by hosting its own RTMP server, the D350 allows the remote encoder to push the video directly to it.
Just bypassing the cloud entirely.
Bypassing that middleman doesn't just cut out another layer of latency, it removes a massive point of failure from the entire chain.
So smart. And it's not ignoring audio either. It does real-time audio mixing, and you can actually plug a standard USB headset directly into the box.
Yeah, for end-to-end intercom communication with your crew, it really does it all.
Which brings us to the physical footprint. Because for all this hardware-accelerated routing, it pulls a maximum of just 7 watts of power.
Which is basically nothing.
Right, and it weighs 328 grams. That is like About the weight of a soup can.
A soup can that retails for $699.
Incredible. So what does this all mean for you listening? It proves that professional multi-stream video management isn't locked behind massive server racks anymore.
No, it fits right in the palm of your hand now.
Which leaves you with this final thought to chew on. If a sub 1 pound box can instantly decompress, composite, and route 16 simultaneous streams with 50 milliseconds of lag, yeah.
How long until the traditional boundary between $1 million broadcast control room and a single creator's backpack setup completely disappears? Just something to think about the next time you're stuck waiting for a video to buffer.